We'll sit over here and camcorder our people beating each other up, man, for YouTube. We'll sit over and let a white pop kill us in front of us, but then when they kill us, we want to go and kill each other. We ain't going to fight against, the system, but we'll fight against each other quick. God said not to do that. God told Moses that we was not supposed to do that. We are supposed to stand up for our brothers and sisters no matter what. Go ahead.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
I read this. I used to be in Christian church my whole life. I was a choir boy. I sung. You know what I'm saying? I got down. You know what I'm saying? In the Christian trial. I did. I was crying and all that. You know, man. Believe white Jesus, all that stuff. But then I read the Bible myself. And then when I read this part, I cried. Because it happened to my people and it's still happening to them to this day. God said that we would be cursed. Right. Hey, sis, would you say that the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians is cursed in America? We go through a lot of pain here, don't we? That's right. You know what I'm saying? A lot of white people don't go through the pain we go through. Chinese people don't go through the pain we go through. Everybody else outside of Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians do not go through the pain we go through. So God said that pain was for a reason. Your mom put pain on your behind when you don't listen. You know why she do that? So you can learn because she loves you and she don't want nothing bad to happen to you for you acting crazy out in the streets. So what do you think God's going to do to us when we don't listen? He's going to put pain on us. And this is one of the pain he put on us. Go to 68. This is one of the curses.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee in, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
God said he was going to bring us into Egypt again with ships. What's a way if I could say this?
Probably punk.
We're talking about like I'm a D-boy you.
You know what D-boy is? You know what I'm saying? If somebody said I'm a D-boy you for them shoes, what are they saying? They're gonna jack you for your shoes. This is how Moses spoke too. We spoke in euphemisms. That's what that was called right there. It's like a euphemism. We spoke in euphemisms. So Moses is telling his people that if you don't listen to God, God is going to send you into Egypt again on ships. What did you say we did in Egypt? Slavery. That's right. To prove that you're true. The Bible is a sword. It cuts. It proves everything. And this is how you start to prove everything that you're speaking to where you don't sound crazy.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So Egypt is synonymous with bondage. It's synonymous with slavery. And that's what Moses is telling his people. God just took you guys out of slavery. That's right. And he gave you a mighty law. But if you guys don't listen, he's going to put you back in slavery. Now put slavery there real quick.
And the Lord shall bring thee into slavery again with ships.
How do black people get here? How do black people get here? With ships. So the Lord said he's going to bring us back into Egypt with ships. Anybody got a dollar bill?
Yeah.
Huh? Let me see a dollar bill. Hold that. Well, yeah, come on. You can hold it with me. We're going to hold it together, right? Look at the back of it. In the back of it, what you see? A pyramid. And then what else? An eagle. I want you to remember that eagle, right? But God said he's going to bring you into Egypt again, meaning slavery again. This is the Egypt it's talking about. It wasn't talking about literal Egypt. It was talking about a place of slavery that you're going to go to. Because we didn't listen. Go ahead.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Because God told Moses and told us all throughout the scriptures that you're not going to go to actual Egypt. And if you repent and follow my laws, I'll never put you in slavery again. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't listen to my laws, you go into slavery.
And then ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
God said that we was going to be sold to our enemies for slave men and slave women. You said that happened in history. History backs that up. God said that this was only happening to his children of Israel. He said this to Moses. So would I be crazy to say, dang, this happened to my people, my ancestors, I must be an Israelite? Because God said to Moses that this is going to happen to the people of Israel. I like your power too. Keep going, sis. Uh-huh. Yep.
Man.
Uh-huh. The Israelites have been with us. We still at this day in our captivity. I think that's Baruch.
Baruch 4 you. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, no, you good. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm not tripping. So, like I was saying.
Oh, no, he hated us for it. Let me tell you. Still love him.
Good job. That's all I'm saying.
He said, yeah, he's going to kill us all a different way. That's another reason why we out here preaching, too. You made a good point that on that last part. And then you didn't say nothing wrong. Everything you said was true and beautiful. I just want to paint a picture that it's here right now. It's happening right now. And on top of that, you said two things. One, you said that, God loved us, and basically like we're kind of not in slavery. That's what I got the gist of. You know what I'm saying? That God's people ain't in slavery no more. God says people still is in slavery. Then another thing that you said is the promised land. You know? So what us getting the promised land, that means a land that has us captive has to be destroyed. And then you said, the water. You said God killed us with water, right? You know that Christ said he's going to kill us with fire? That's next. He said the first death was water. The second death shall be fire. So we're out here to warn our people to come back to God, because America is going to be destroyed by fire. Thermonuclear missiles. Isaiah prophesied about it. Moses prophesied about it. Ezra prophesied about it. You know, a lot of people prophesied about this place being destroyed. Jesus Christ prophesied that America, which is the daughter of Babylon, is going to be destroyed. The place of the Israelites' captivity by fire. And 2/3 of our people can be caught up in this fire. Even lesser than that, actually. I mean, more than that. They're not, but see, like what you said, the righteous ones that listen to God, what? They're going to go to heaven. Now, mind you, what is heaven? You said the promised land earlier, right? So that means heaven is on earth. God said the kingdom of heaven is within you. Didn't Jesus say that? Give me Baruch real quick.
I'm moving too fast.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
Oh, we're yet this day in our slavery. We're still in America. Do black people have their own land, sis? Do Arabs have their own? Mexicans have their own land? No, they don't. The Spaniards run that land. Which I'm talking about the Hispanics, not just Mexicans. Puerto Ricans all. Huh? Yeah, we don't have our own land, but guess what we really do? That land of Israel that everybody's fighting over right now, that's our land. Where those Jewish people are saying that that's their land, no, that's our land. That's why they say Jewish. Huh? Where the Jewish people belong? They belong in the dirt and in some caves, according to the Bible. But I didn't want to drift that way. I wanted to more or less say who we are first before I start speaking about what God's going to do to them for taking our identity from us. Identity thief, I just want to say this part real quick. An identity thief doesn't go and take a bum's identity. He takes a rich person's identity. That's what an identity thief does. You know what I'm saying? So one thing that these Caucasians have done is taken our identity and assumed our position to be us. That's why they call themselves Jewish. The ish is a suffix meaning pertaining to. So when you see the ish in the back of the word, it means pertaining to. If I call you childish, am I calling you a child, or am I saying you're acting like a child? Acting like a child. So when they say Jewish, they're not saying they're Jews. They're saying they're doing things pertaining to the Jews. So now the question is, who's the real Jews? Jesus Christ was a Jew. You know that, right? He was from the tribe of Judah. You know Jesus Christ was black in the Bible? You ever seen that? Watch, I'm going to show you that in a minute. But go ahead and read this.
Baruch chapter 3 verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse.
Just like you said, we got punished for breaking God's laws. The Israelites got put into slavery to their enemies for breaking God's laws. We've been breaking God's laws. You know one of God's laws that we're breaking? Not even wearing fringes. You know another law that our sisters break? By being out here showing their nipples and shaking their booties behind. That's a sin of God. God said not to do that. So when we don't listen to God, back in the ancient times, the Israelites went into slavery for not listening to God. If we're not listening to God, Where we at right now? Slavery. Now, mind you, everybody's going to be in the kingdom of heaven. Meaning everybody is going to be on earth when we have rulership of the earth under Jesus Christ. Everybody's going to be there. 1/3 of the earth is going to be destroyed. The third part of the earth that's going to be destroyed is America. You got four parts of the earth. You got China, Africa, or Asia, my fault. You got Asia, Africa, Europe, and then America. America's going to be destroyed, but then we still got the rest of the third earth. And I don't mean like destroyed to where nobody can walk here anymore. It's just going to be a desert land. After these nukes hit, and Brazil, India, China, and Russia, and North Korea, if you watch your news, want to nuke America right now. World War III has already started. But with that being said, that's deep knowledge. I want to hold on to the knowledge that you know about real quick and drift you around to these things, right? And I said that for you too, sis, to understand. Huh? Oh yeah, I watch a lot of stuff. You said the pastor killing wife? I didn't see that one. The pastors is doing a lot of things. You seen it? You seen it? What do you think about it? Come tell me what you think about it.
We in San Diego. We in San Diego.
Hey, but what's in that notes about it?
Hold
on.
No, if that's news out here, then we probably.
No, that's BS because he heard about it. He's seen it. Oh, he's seen it on Instagram. What do you think about that? But she asked the question.
It kind of seems like a judgment was happening. I don't know all the details, but from my understanding, she was stepping down on him. Correct or incorrect? Yeah, see, the Lord was passing judgment on what was going on. Oh, I saw that too. Hey, that's not the house of the Lord.
Now, mind you, God said all that's going to happen for. But mind you, I get you. Now, mind you, God makes people do things. He says, I put the vengeance of an evil spirit on somebody to cast out my vengeance. Now, mind you, it was an evil spirit that hopped on him, or a spirit. I ain't going to say evil spirit. It was a spirit that hopped on him. God spoke about these things happening. I can understand that. On the pulpit about it. Now, mind you, back in the ancient days, your woman trying to divorce you and stuff, the only way that she could divorce you is if you're not taking care of her properly. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by taking care of her properly is that you're not feeding her, clothing her, and giving her, the food arraignment, etc. But with that being said, that's the only way that she could leave her husband. Or if she catches her husband being gay, or catches her husband, even abusive, that just means separate. Back in the ancient times, the woman had to separate from their man if their man was abusive. They couldn't divorce their man. No, I'm not saying it's a choice. I'm saying there's a protocol to do these things because God says he hates divorce. That's what God said. He said, I never gave you a writing to write a bill of divorce for any reason. I hate divorce. He always wanted us to always stay together. Now, mind you, if there's problems in the household, it doesn't mean give up on one another. That goes back to the fruits of the Spirit. It means we need to separate for a minute so you can get your porn addiction under control or your abusive addiction under control. Self-examining yourself. And once you get yourself under control, while I'm getting myself under control, we can come back and be one flesh. But right now, we need to separate. But if she leaves unlawfully and goes and deals with another man, etc., I'm just saying if a woman does do this, God said that she would get stoned back in the ancient times. Now we're in the time of grace. So where you can't just go stone some homosexual or a woman that chooses to cheat on you, you know what I'm saying, etc. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole different topic. This is why God said we got to learn the milk of the scriptures first before we start to understand why he even made these laws in the first place. You know? Huh? No, definitely. We was talking. I'm my fault. Mom.
I want to get her that heaven scripture.
I got you. Okay. I was trying to plan. Go ahead. No, that's not what I'm saying. Innocent blood. I don't know only God knows who's innocent. Like for instance, I'll show you one thing. Say for instance, a man got a scholarship. He doing good. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't rob people. He doesn't steal from people, etc. He's about to go and be a football star. But somehow he dies in a car accident. Or somehow he gets hit by a stray bullet in a drive-by. You know? And this football player was sleeping with other man's woman, or this football player had hatred in his heart for his brother. According to God, he's worthy of death. According to society, he's not worthy of death. So it's not just about being good in society's eyes, it's about being good in God's eyes as well as in society's eyes too. If you're good in God's eyes, you'll be good in society's eyes for the most part. That's right. You know? So judgments come to people because they break God's laws, even though you might not think it was right. God still thinks it's right. But I wanted to get to something. And I like that was a beautiful question. But I wanted to get to something because we kind of drifted off the path where I was at, right?
Watch this real quick. But go ahead. Prove it. Read it, prove it. Yeah.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us
for a reproach and a curse. God scattered us on the four corners of the earth. You're going to find a black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man everywhere on this earth. God scattered us from our land, you know, and let these Jewish people take over. That was the position that I was trying to make to you and show you, that that's really our land, not their land. Even Jesus Christ said these things. But God let them take over and put us in slavery, just like he did back with the Israelites for disrespecting. He made them put us in slavery. We're in slavery right now. But God's going to destroy them too. Just because he gave them power to put us in slavery doesn't mean they're going to get away with doing it. Watch this. Give me Revelations real quick. Revelations chapter 2. We're going to read what Christ said. What Jesus Christ said out of his own mouth. You know? Would you go against what Jesus Christ said? What if Jesus Christ said that somebody is worthy of death and they ended up dying? But you don't think they are. Would you still agree with him? Huh? Yeah, because he's God, right? You know? If Jesus Christ said that I want you to go beat up the other nations, would you do it? Huh? You wouldn't if Jesus Christ... Huh? Yeah, it's not your position to do it. It's just a hypothetical question. The men are going to do these things. But I'm just bringing out the most radical scenario to see can people even listen to Christ if he said do these things. Huh? You couldn't. You would say you can't follow God if God said for you to rule over the people that gun you down all the time. The people, one person, two persons, God still told you go kill somebody. You know what I'm saying? Huh? Even though they're killing your people. So you'll disrespect God and say, God, I don't care. Jesus Christ, I'm not rocking with that. But that's disrespecting him by not listening to what she's. It's like that's like that's like you telling your daughter real quick. Hold on. That's like you telling your daughter, right? Do the dishes, and she's like, I didn't dirty them dishes. I didn't do that. You know. But you still tell her you do it. If she respects you, she's gonna listen to you and go clean them dishes. Huh? Yeah, definitely. And now does God? No, there definitely is foundations. Definitely. Right. 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 Now I get what you're saying, sis. No, it's not that. That's not how it works. Yeah, you're going to do the dishes. Now, mind you, is your mom God? No, she's not God. Now, mind you, I was talking to you on this point, though. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, God, we're talking about God. I asked your mom, if God told her to go and do something, would she do it? She said no. So she brought up a scenario. I brought up a scenario to say, if she tells you to do something and you respect your mom, you're going to do it. To show your mom that when we don't do what God said do, we're disrespecting him. We're not respecting him. You just now said these things as far as you give her food, you give her clothing, you give her raiment, you make sure she has a place to stay. Guess what? God gives you 24 hours a day of breath. You know? So it would be very disrespectful for Christ to come down and say, I'm giving you rulership of the earth, but in order for you, power to take rulership of the earth, but in order for you to get powership and rulership of the earth, I need you to go kill that person first. And you say no. That would be disrespectful. Huh? It would be. At least you can see that. That's beautiful. I appreciate that, sis. That was honesty. I can see that in your heart that was honesty. You know? With that being said, go ahead and read this.
It's on Luke. or Revelation?
Revelations, because we're talking about the Jewish people, real quick.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 9.
Okay, con. Read that. Matter of fact, get that real quick, just to end the topic.
The book,
And broken into shivers.
the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16.
Broken into shivers. Huh?
The book of.
Hold on. So, you got it? Okay, no, he got it. All right, so I'm going to show two things of what Christ is going to tell people and what he's going to make our people do.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 16 and verse 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, said the Lord.
God said he's going to send for many fishers in the last days. These fishers are doing the same thing that Christ did, fishing out the people of Israel, because they're the lost sheep. They don't know who they are. They think they're the color of the car, black, but they're really Israelites. They think they're Hispanic, but they're really Israelites. They think they're Latino, but they're really Israelites. They think they're Native American, but they're really Israelites. So we got to go out and fish them and show them how the Bible matches up with their history and with their situations that they go through on a day-to-day basis, and what's going to happen once they come back to stop calling themselves what America called them and come back to calling themselves what God called them, which is the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. So that's what me and my brothers are doing. We're fishing. And right now, there's a string on a hook on both of y'all right now. I could move it the wrong way and gone. You know what I'm saying? Because you pull a fish the wrong way, you'll lose it. Yeah. But you got to fish it out patiently, let it move with it, etc., until it comes out the water. You know, that's what I'm doing with you right now. I have to choose my words wisely and carefully on how I speak to you, you know, because I'm trying to fish you out and get you to understand something that's very difficult for our people to understand, because we've been brainwashed with America's philosophies and ways. That's beautiful. Now, mind you, that means that you want his sheep. The majority of us don't get it. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much you'll say, and I didn't have certain people say, I didn't show them in the Bible, God said this, God said that. Well, if God told me to do that, I wouldn't do it. You know?
Right.
For so many years, for so many months, weeks, days, I've seen so many different people, but I know it's something that it started with.
No, definitely. God said that his people are high zeal, but not according to knowledge. Look that up.
Romans 10 and 3 or 10 and 2. Romans 10 and 2.
Romans 10 and 2. Now, mind you, sis, what you're saying is right. Our people, something gravitated our people to do something, you know? So, with that, and I still want you to hold what you have. But with that being said, it gravitates us. But one way that they don't know who God is because they don't read and study who God is. We wouldn't know about Jesus Christ if it wasn't for the Bible. No, definitely. And that's why Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 15. Since you're already in Jeremiah. Hold that though, what you got. Watch this real quick.
3 verse 15.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 15. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart.
God said he's going to feed you in the last days with pastors. He's going to give you pastors according to his mind, according to how he thinks. Right now, like I said, me and these brothers, we used to be ex-gangbangers, dope sellers, nigga, hooligans out in the street. You know what I'm saying? But the Most High God made us one day on our walk read the Bible for ourselves. And when we read the Bible for ourselves, we became according to God's heart, according to his mind. We understood what he's saying, and we understood what religion in the world is saying. But we had to read this first, but the Spirit had to come on us to make us really study and dig into this. It wasn't a choice that I made. God just made me make that choice. God said, I brought you. Definitely. Now, mind you, I was a Christian because my mom, and I'm not against Christianity for the most part. Christianity was a foundation. This is how I became a Christian, because my parents showed me it, right? But mind you, like I said, it was a foundation that God made my parents show me. And I'm glad that my parents had me in Christianity and not Islam, because it would be even more harder for me to wake up out this, to understand what this book is saying, because I didn't like the book in the first place.
So how long did it take you to know who you are?
Read the whole,
To do this. Come here, sister. This is how long it took me to figure it out. This is how long it took me.
If somebody came and told me the same thing, yeah, come here, because I want to show you something real quick. You know what I'm saying? There was something, a man came and told me this knowledge that I'm trying to give you. I said, you crazy, so on and so forth, all that. and I wanted to prove him wrong. My whole life was dedicated for 3 years to prove this man wrong. I found out I couldn't prove him wrong, but
This is why.
I remember this
So
story.
how long did it take me to come into this with Christianity? By me doing this. By me.
No, I already
Started
turned
from the beginning.
He's bullying me, man. I don't like this. I don't like this. He's bullying me.
I was in Christianity all the way until I was, and this is the cold part about reading the Bible too, until I was, I want to say, 22, I was in Christianity. Then I went to being a Muslim. Then I went to being other things. Then I said, you know what, forget God. Nobody knows about what he is. It's all about my heart. He'll show me it in the end. Oh, I had to figure it out. I was trying to prove the dude wrong. That told me this. So when I was 22, he told me this. I didn't like it, so I fought for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Trying to prove this man wrong and jumped into all kind of religions and stuff like that. Trying to use these religions to prove his so-called religion wrong, which it ain't the religion. It's a culture of his people that we're trying to give to you too as well. But then I became atheist. I don't believe in nothing. Doesn't mean I don't believe that there ain't a God up there. Because atheists believe that there's a God up there. They just don't know who he is. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I became that way. Then one day, I'm looking on my YouTube, you know, and as I'm looking on my YouTube, I see the same man preaching on the streets like I'm doing right now, and it pissed me off so bad. Oh, I got mad. You know what I'm saying? To where I said, you know what? I'm going to pick up this book and I'm going to prove him wrong. Irritated. Because he was doing good. I was doing bad. God. Mm-hmm. Right. What? Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, miseducated.
Like, she married a guy a little bit older than her, you know, with the porn thing. He still do it. You know what I'm saying? But she just came out disrespectful of judgment.
And mind you, I'm going to say that she probably didn't mean to come off that way. I'm not going to say, I don't know her true intentions. You know if she's genuine or not. Definitely. Yeah, I was going to get to that too.
How did you just came from the world to Yahweh? What made you?
Hey, mind you, we're going to continue this conversation. But before you guys leave, can I show her Jesus in the Bible? Okay, for sure. Also, I still want to have this conversation though. No, go ahead though. You said what you were saying. Okay. She came to you. She was telling you got to do this, you got to do that, etc. Now, mind you, when people get this knowledge, they get zealous. And what I mean zealous, they find this true love for God to where they want everybody to do it immediately. You know, that's how I was too. I chased away a lot of people in the beginning. The dude that showed me it came at me very disrespectful. That's why it made me want to really get into it and prove him wrong, you know, because I felt disrespected. I felt like my manhood was tested, you know. But with that being said, as I get into these things and I start to understand there's a way that you deliver it. Even Jesus Christ and the 12 disciples delivered it a certain way. But our brothers and our sisters have such a zeal that they see how we're getting killed. It's like you waking up. Imagine one day you wake up, you see how the world is right now. Then you wake up tomorrow and literally you're walking around in fire. Imagine if that's how you seen things. You know, you would see your people just living in fire, burning up and stuff, and you would be like, dang, I want to save them, I want to save them. So you immediately push it on them and try to save them, not realizing you need to understand it yourself. How you help somebody else understand it is by living it properly first and wait for them to come to you. Wait for the Spirit to come on them to actually was. Right. You still her friend now? Definitely. Hey, definitely. That's a beautiful thing. Keep reaching out to that sister, man. Tell her, hey, I can't wear earrings. This is why we got to study for ourselves. Right now in this community, you got so much brothers fighting against one another in some type of form or fashion. All because they have a zeal of love. Matter of fact, read that for me.
A zeal of love, but not according to knowledge.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Romans, chapter 10 and verse 2.
Yeah.
For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God.
Zeal means a high love for God. That's what our people have, especially when our people come and start doing things that God said in the Bible to do. They really start having a true love for God and want everybody else to have that love for God too immediately. But it doesn't work that way, right? Go ahead.
For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge.
But they don't have it according to knowledge. And this is what makes individuals fight with one another. Because one, I was raised this way, you was raised that way. I think the Bible says this, you think the Bible says that. And I'm moving off of a zeal of love and trying to get you to realize it, you know? And this is what makes people drift off and not listen. You got something? Go ahead.
Book of Nehemiah, chapter 8, verse 8. So they read in the book of the law of God distinctly and gave the sense.
It says that the people read in the book of the law back in the day and gave distinctly the sense, meaning made our people understand it by coming to them and communicating with them to see how we can get through to them. That's just like what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to give the sense of what these scriptures are saying to the best of my ability, trying to bring it to life, paint a picture of it, rather than me just saying, you got to do this or you're going to be put to death. I can't do that.